report from Big Screen Leaks on Twitter claims that Spider-Man: No Way Home's final runtime is 2 hours and 28 minutes. If this report is accurate, then that means the only longer MCU movies are Avengers: Endgame 3 hours and 2 minutes, Eternals 2 hours and 37 minutes, and Avengers: Infinity War 2 hours and 29 minutes. The length being comparable to an Avengers movie makes sense given that Spider-Man: No Way Home's director, Jon Watts, has referred to the third MCU Spider-Man movie as Spider-Man: Endgame. That comparison only seemed to reaffirm suspicions that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are suiting back up as their respective versions of the Peter Parker in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Fans already know that several past Spider-Man movie villains are returning, including Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2. When I was first pitched the idea, I was like, wow, that would be awesome if we could pull it off, Tom Holland told Empire magazine. But there's just no way it's going to work. You're just not going to be able to get everyone to do what they need to do. It's just not going to happen. But it did happen. And it's crazy. Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige added, I remember having discussions with Amy Pascal years ago. Do we want to revisit villains we've seen before? No, let's do Vulture, and Mysterio, and characters we haven't brought to the screen before. But I remember thinking, how would you even do Doc Ock again? Because Alfred Molina is perfect casting. If you ever brought him back, it would have to be him somehow. It was really fun to watch him see how technology has advanced, Holland said previously of working with Molina while speaking with Entertainment Weekly. When he was making these films, the arms were puppets, and when we did it, they're all imaginary and CG. It was quite cool to see him relive it, but also relearn it. Spider-Man: No Way Home sees Peter Parker approaching Doctor Strange to help with his secret identity, now public knowledge thanks to Mysterio and J. Jonah Jameson. However, Peter's doubts during Strange's spell could threaten the fabric of the multiverse. Spider-Man: No Way Home opens in theaters on December 17th. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. It appears that Spider-Man: No Way Home will not be Tom Holland's last outing as Marvel's friendly neighborhood web slinger. According to longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal, Holland is expected to keep playing the role for more movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie, she told movie ticketing site Fandango on Monday. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom. No deals have been formalized, insiders say. However, Sony is a big fan of Holland in the title role and enjoys a good working relationship with Marvel, one it would like to see continue. Pascal's comments are the latest wrinkle in the ongoing saga of Sony and Marvel's partnership with Spider-Man on screen. Marvel has licensed Spider-Man movie rights to Sony for nearly 2 decades, an agreement the two companies hammered out before Disney acquired the comic book empire in 2009. As the chair of Sony Pictures, Pascal oversaw 2 iterations of Spider-Man movies, first starring Tobey Maguire in the 2000s, then Andrew Garfield in the early 2010s. Those movies, however, could not be a part of Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe until 2015, when Sony partnered with Disney to allow Tom Holland to take over the role and appear in Sony's Spider-Man movies produced by Pascal and Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige. That also meant Holland's Spidey could appear in several films produced and released solely by Disney's Marvel Studios, from 2016's Captain America: Civil War through 2019's Avengers: Endgame. In 2019, however, Sony and Disney's Marvel Studios briefly split after the release of Spider-Man: Far From Home, putting Spider-Man's future within the Disney-owned MCU in jeopardy. Months later, after widespread fan protests and a behind-the-scenes intervention by Holland, the studios repaired the relationship, with Disney taking home more of the profits and shouldering more of the costs, ensured Peter Parker would remain within the MCU. Neither that deal, nor Pascal's recent comments, resolve whether Holland could also appear in Sony's movies that headline other Marvel characters, like Venom, with Tom Hardy and the upcoming Morbius, with Jared Leto and Kraven the Hunter, with Aaron Taylor Johnson. Jon Watts helms No Way Home, after previously directing 2017's Homecoming and 2019's Far From Home. The newest installment picks up after Spider-Man's identity as Peter Parker has been revealed to the world. Peter turns to Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, who casts a spell to make everyone forget he's Spidey, but instead the enchantment breaks open the multiverse and brings in Spider-Man villains from alternate realities. Holland, who has already spent 6 years as Spider-Man across 3 standalone movies and several Avengers mashups, has recently expressed apprehension about continuing to play the character in future installments. "I have to take Peter Parker into account as well, because he is an important part of my life," he told GQ ahead of No Way Home, which debuts in theaters on December 17. "If I'm playing Spider-Man after I'm 30, I've done something wrong." In the same GQ interview, Pascal said she spoke with Holland about doing, 100 more movies. "I'm never going to make Spider-Man movies without him," she said. "Are you kidding me?" Don't forget to like and subscribe for you to be updated to our latest movie review with links in the description.